Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
I was told that I am nosy and controlling. At least that's what my kids wrote in their journals. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast. Every week we take a popular saying, take it admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while interesting, if we're really lucky, educational, dive into its usage, into its meaning, into its origins, but mostly we're going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I am Skinny. It's all good. Is it still too late to say Happy New Year?
No, I don't think so.
Can you say it all the way? How deep into January can you say it before it's like, yeah, that's over?
As long as you're still putting on stretchy pants, it's the new year.
Yes. Yeah,
right?
The Butter Tarts did get to me.
I think I've told this story before, but a few years ago, I discovered this brand of belt called, what does that sound?
We're having renovations in the studio. Maybe they're doing them actively as well.
I've found this brand of belt. I think it's called Anchor. Anyway, they're elastic belts. So you adjust it once, and then you don't have to like put a new hole in your belt when you lose some weight or gain weight or whatever. It's elastic. So I was telling somebody about this. I'm like, I got this belt. Like I got 3 of them now. They're great. They're elastic. And the person I was telling, she's like, oh, that's like my 3-year-old's pants. I'm like,
were you sad?
Yeah. I was like, I thought I found this great belt. And I'm like, yeah. It's
your
like
Velcro
all
shoes?
toddler clothes. Exactly.
Velcro shoes, stretchy pads.
So dumb.
Do you have to like, do you remember like when the kids are little having to like, they're in those, like painter pant? That's hilarious. Is that
Is it above us?
Is it a woodpecker? I don't know.
We do sometimes have woodpeckers. Maybe it is.
Anyways, where they have those like painter pants, those little like cover overall things. Yeah. And you have to like basically peel the kid right down to change their diaper.
Well, unless they have the snaps from ankle to crotch to ankle.
Yeah. That's another amazing
opposite of it's the opposite of basketball tearaway pants.
It is tearaway, but they don't go back together. Yeah. It's like a big tent.
Basketball pants, they tear away on the sides. These ones tear away in the from the crotch to the ankle, but you still got to pull them down.
It'd just be amazing if there was like a hook on your wall or something where you just like hooked your belt or something into and you can pull all your clothes off.
You just walk away.
Yeah. Take off all your clothes with tearaway.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just at the end
Time
of the day.
for bed. That's like, I mean, this is a terrible comparison, but you heard about that airplane door that came off on Alaska Airlines?
Yeah, that's not
that one guy had his shirt sucked right off of him?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't see the video. I just heard about it. Did you see it?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, there's the idea of something so forcefully, like, it would be hard to rip my shirt off, I think.
Yeah.
Allegedly
Again,
not.
Like everything goes back to snippets from Tommy Boy, but when Rob Lowe is in the office and he's leaning up against that suction tube that takes all the mail or whatever, is like, and shirtless Rob Lowe. But yeah, that kind of force of just wham, your shirt is gone.
That's ridiculous.
Like that must hurt.
Well, you know, it does happen. Like maybe when you have, like, happens when I've got a dress shirt that's one size too big. And that sucker comes off where you just have to tilt your head down, grab it by the back of the neck, and like, and it comes off all in one motion.
Like that. Yeah, but if you have your arms down,
that's what I don't get, because I'm thinking
so it
like,
must have torn.
But if he had his head hunched over, because he was like, put your head between your knees, and like kiss your butt goodbye, we're going down.
He could have actually had his arms forward. Yeah,
right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Either way, it's all terrifying.
How did we start talking about this?
If there's a hole in your plate, it doesn't matter.
Oh, taking our clothes off by just putting it on a hook, and yeah, it'd be even better if that's how you could.
They're
get
like,
your
put your
clothes
shirt on
too.
Put your shirt on, sir.
Your clothes are stretched across a doorway in the morning.
That is,
and you just run into it, and you're dressed.
If somehow it's sealed at the back,
yeah,
like you ran through like a football player going through a sign, and it's like, and it's sealed at the
exactly.
Back, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, or maybe you just have to run through another door backwards. It's 2 parts.
I see. Still working on it.
Magnet seams. I don't know.
Well, she could be like the stewardess just yelling at him, like, "Sir,
put your shirt on.
You put your shirt back on. This is indecent, sir." The door is gone on the plane, sir. That's the big egregious error in the whole equation. Yeah.
That's
and you're
funny.
like, you don't want to be pushed down by people who are in these authority places, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you don't.
You don't.
No.
No, which kind of is.
I'm trying to keep with my New Year's resolution, which is to give credit where credit is due.
Okay.
So to introduce today's idiom this is a local sort of, I guess, celebrity. Local guy. He's been in a few shows. You'd probably recognize him. He actually lives in Tawasin or Delta. His name is Neil McDonough. You ever heard of him?
Yes.
You know who he is?
I know exactly who he is.
You can describe him?
Blonde hair, stocky. Looks like he's a Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blonde hair or just white hair?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, we're about to see, because this is him introducing, this is a classic scene from the, probably go down in history as what, top 10, you don't know what I'm going to play, but top 10 movies of all time. This is Neil McDonough in Paul Blart 2. Introducing today's idiom.
Keep her under your thumb.
Under your thumb. You see that? Watch it again. You get a little snippet.
Keep her under your thumb.
There's Paul. Just for a second. Under your thumb.
Under your thumb.
one's thumb. Under my thumb. Under your thumb. Maybe we're under somebody's thumb. A woodpecker's thumb.
Maybe. How many thumbs does a woodpecker have? If a woodpecker could thumbs.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Well, it's we'll end up talking about this some more, but if you have do you have a general kind of meaning for us without getting into origins?
Of where, of how you use under one's thumb?
Yeah, to be under someone's thumb.
Yeah, it's to be under their control, to be unduly influenced or dominated by someone.
Okay, so yes, that's immediately where my mind went. And then right beside it, I had this flashing thought where I'm like, oh, that's actually something interesting to chat about. Maybe the illegitimate children will be into that.
Okay.
Is being controlled by the weak. And
Like Sunday to Saturday? I feel controlled by the week.
the EA case, not the EE case.
Oh, by the week.
Okay, and so there's
daughter.
There's this thing comes up called tyranny of the weak.
Tiramisu?
Tiramisu of the week. Yeah, it's where you take people and you soak them in coffee. You push them into a dish.
I know several people that smell like they're soaked in coffee.
Okay, so tyranny of the week. So it's a shorter of
That also sounds almost like employee of the week.
employee
Tyranny
month.
of the week.
Who's tyranny
Here's
of the
one
week?
today.
Wow, that would be great. Putting up signs of people. Once I explain it to you, and you might be thinking, "Oh, I actually should put up some pictures of some folks." So it's tyranny of the weaker brother. Okay, so in Christendom and general faith circles, there's often like sets of guidelines that people will follow, rules or regulations or guidances of their particular faith. And while people are on their journey to get to these places of strength, the phrase that they're a weaker brother, that they're still sorting through their thing.
Okay.
Don't go drinking booze in front of an alcoholic is kind of like, the gist of it.
Okay.
Where someone is, struggling with alcohol, you don't start cracking cold ones because that's like just like a jerk move.
Right.
Okay.
Did you instantly, just saying cracking cold ones, wish you had a drink with you right now?
I do actually wish I had a drink with me.
I don't mean like alcohol. I just mean something while we're recording.
No, we're not real drinkers, but it's so
I could hear the can opening.
I was actually, did you see me looking? Okay, so I was looking. I really wish I had a bubbly right now.
Because we always do Pavlovian. We're recording where's you can.
So the thought is that the tyranny of the weaker brother is that the person who's still going through their thing or wherever they're at in their little faith journey rules the situation. So you always have to come down to the lowest common denominator.
The old "don't cause your brother to fall."
Right. And so is the intent, don't cause your brother to fall, just mean that your brother is always in charge, that the weakest is always in charge. So for example, like, maybe go into the movie house. Okay. And there's things where it's like, I will only see G-rated movies. And then I guess we're just going to see a G-rated movie then.
Right.
Because you always got to come down to what
Or
the
start
lowest,
leaving them out.
or you just exclude the weaker brother.
Is this idea as simple as the weakest link situation? So like a squadron of soldiers can only, if they're going to stay together, can only go as fast as the slowest one.
Right. Yes.
So it's kind of
you're always held back by the slowest, the weakest. So which is just kind of interesting. So instead of being under someone's thumb because of strength, being under someone's thumb because of weakness.
Interesting.
So you're ruled by the weaker brother, the tyranny of the weak. Huh. Yeah. So I find that idea fascinating. Yeah. So that's kind of
maybe it's less under one's thumb and more wrapped around their little finger. Stay tuned.
Well, yeah, and it pops up in all sorts of ways. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we should. I don't really, want to do that, or because I'm going through whatever. It's
right.
like, okay, so if I'm hanging out, so one of the situations that popped up, and for church folks, you can just jump yourself. Maybe you're a faith-related person.
Go jump yourself.
Go jump yourself right into a mental place where you're in a service of sorts. You're at your local faith house doing your faith-related things, and there's someone that says, "I can't tolerate scents, smells. They really bother me. I have just such a strong a reaction to them, and my throat closes up." Would it be possible for you to section off part of your church or facility?
First question, does your throat actually close up or you just don't like it?
Okay, so this is...
are you going to die?
This is actual real, so this is why I'm saying it.
Okay.
But yeah. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on television. So you're like, oh, I would like a section of the church closed off, and they requested that people in that section wear no deodorant. No perfumes, no anything that had sense to it, because it just really messed with their
Couldn't you
allergy.
argue that if you eliminate all the good aromas, you'd just be creating a lot of worse ones? And then the next person's like, I'd really like this section to wear deodorant.
So immediately, you start going, okay, well, this is the no peanuts section because they'll die. And then it turns out that there's no shellfish. Like, people have allergic reaction to shellfish.
Sure.
I have allergic reaction to licorice.
No more lobster during the church service.
You know it is. You're in Halifax at church.
Yeah.
Some guy's eating a lobster, as they do.
Strawberries are popular allergenic.
Frank, stop cracking lobster in the middle of the service. Sorry, Pastor. Sorry, Pastor. Strawberries. And so you end up in this section of forcing this segregated thing, because if you or you just say, I'm sorry, I don't think we can accommodate that.
I'm immediately just coming up with the signage in the auditorium. So the scent-free area, this section makes no sense. The peanut allergy is that's the peanut gallery in the auditorium. And the main floor area where you're not allowed to eat strawberries is strawberry field forever. And everybody else is just shellfish. Sit wherever you want. You shellfish, punch him.
Yeah, so this is the tyranny of the weak. So it's not about being under someone's thumb because of strength, but under someone's thumb because of weakness.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you started this scenario, you said, imagine you're sitting in your local faith room. I don't remember how you said it, but in my mind, I heard local watering hole, which is not a church, but it would be great if there was a term for church that was similar to local watering hole.
Watering hole is church for some people.
On baptism day, it might be local watering hole. It's baptism Sunday. Come to the local watering hole.
Place where people go for faith and community is at the tavern.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a word to replace watering.
Irrigating.
No, that's unrelated. That's faith-based. That's Christian. That's local. There's a word. There's got to be something.
Some aquatic.
Yeah, so I can say I was at the local
watering hole.
Watering hole, but with a
baptism tank.
Churchy word. Anyway, I don't think you're connecting with me here.
Sometimes you get it. Sometimes you don't. Anyways, this attempt to be controlled. I was told that I am nosy and controlling. At least that's what my kids wrote in their journals. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So, but in actuality, it's most used as an oppressive thing by the strong.
Yeah. Yeah,
under
we'll get
someone's
into
thumb.
origins. Of,
We should probably find out a little
we
tidbit.
can. You want to do that now?
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
I said some words. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind.
How close was I?
I love it when you do scat.
All right. Well, let's get into it. The origins.
Smella Fitzgerald.
What?
I don't know. I'm just working on some type of jazzy type person.
Oh, every once in a while we come across an idiom that. How do I put this? Like, there's certain genres or certain industries or fields that tend to get a lot of credit for idioms. So nautical comes up a lot.
Totally.
And often they're wrong.
Chaucer, Shakespeare, the Bible.
Well, there's ones that actually it just happens to be a lot of Shakespeare things, or there happens to be a lot of, but there's some that grab onto them. And I think it's just people trying to find origin stories that aren't true. It's like, oh, it must be a nautical thing. This is one of those, not so much.
You're nautical.
Not nautical. But okay, let me get into it. We can add to the list Under the Thumb, which just recently was on BBC's Alan Titchmarsh show. You watched that, right?
Yeah.
As
Thursdays.
originating from the handler's use of the thumb to trap a bird in his hand when he didn't want it to fly, like in falconry.
I like that.
So the bird's on your hand and just one thumb over their little mini talon.
I don't even know if it's because they have like a little leather strap around their leg.
Oh, so the thumb is on the strap.
I think so.
Oh, I pictured it.
I think they have that,
when I read
that
this,
leather
that-
glove thing, and I think there's
Yeah.
there's a lashing around their little talon.
They wrap it around their
wee
tongue.
little
It's
claw.
a tongue lashing.
Yeah, it's a little.
No,
claw.
I can picture
It's
that
like
now
an
that you
ankle
say that.
bracelet
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a falcon.
Okay, cool. Friendship bracelet. So, and anyway, it doesn't come from that, but you'll find that.
I like that.
You'll find that answer quite a bit online in places. So being under one's thumb is, as we said, is figurative expression, alludes to being under somebody else's control. The allusion was to a protagonist so powerful and a victim so insignificant that the former's thumb was actually able to control them. So no relation to falconry. Actually, no relation. It doesn't have a great origin story, but we're going to get into it. The phrase always.
If it's too lame, we're going back to falconry.
It's
'Cause
almost
that's
like
pretty cool.
Yeah, we could just say so falconry at the end.
And falconry.
The phrase is always used to refer to a powerful person like a king or lord exercising control over a subject. So more likely, it's exactly where it comes from, is kings and lords and dictators basically saying, I'm so powerful, all I need is my thumb. So it's not any
I see.
literal origin like a falconry using their thumb to, put control over the bird itself. So the earliest reference I could find in the expression is, at least in print, is from 18th century English politician Arthur Mainwaring. But here's what's interesting. It says it's from 18th century English politician Arthur Mainwaring, but it's called The Life and Posthumous Works of Arthur Mainwaring. So is it really from him or is it about him?
Well, he's dead. So
Yeah, it's strongly hinted
I do not think you know what
in the
posthumous
title
means. Yeah.
that this was printed at
But he
least
wrote it
after
while
his
he
death.
was alive, but they collected it after his
Oh,
death.
man, that could be.
Yeah.
So the French king, this is the quote.
It's
The
like,
French,
how does Tupac keep putting out songs?
oh, interesting. I don't know.
I guess they have all these little snippet recordings.
The phrase
Or
was,
he's alive.
did you hear that Elvis is live again?
No.
Yeah, they AI'd Elvis.
Oh, I love that channel. I think I've sent you clips from
No.
There I Ruined It.
No. Like a live touring thing of AI Elvis, and they're doing it with Kiss, except the remaining members of Kiss are actually like in studio with the white balls all over their body, like
Motion capture type thing?
motion capture type thing, so that they can now let this. They're like, this is the next phase of us. It will all be AI. We're never touring again. Or
The
so they
Elvis
say.
one is like
And so they're doing it
arms
with the
crossed
Elvis
over his chest.
Oh no!
Don't be cruel. With his teeth chattering like
All right.
Fire Marshal Bill.
So the French king, having them under his thumb, compelled them to go at his pace. That was the quote from 1715. It was the phrase itself, the idiom itself, is established enough by the 19th century for it to spawn the verb thumbing, which this is new to me. I'm thinking it's British. Thumbing, meaning having
Hitchhiking.
someone under your thumb.
Oh, see, when you say thumbing in British, there's that like put your thumb in behind your teeth and
Flick it forward.
flick your thumb at them.
What does that mean?
Do you flick your thumb at me? Do you thumb me, sir?
Oh,
Yes, I do.
well, this means thumbing, as in, if I have complete control over you, I'm thumbing you. Which I suppose is true. It would require me to have complete control over you for you to let me to thumb you. Don't you think?
I just had my proctology exam and I got 2 thumbs up.
Oh, no.
Doctor says, okay, you're good.
So there you go. Thumbing. So in James Halliwell's Dictionary of Archaic and Provincial Words, 1847 has thumbing. Description of thumbing, or definition, I mean. A Nottingham phrase used to describe that species of intimidation practiced by masters on their servants when the latter are compelled to vote as their employers please, is called thumbing, coming from someone being under their thumb. One of the interesting things about this idiom, which is rarely the case, that from its origin, which is at least 1700s, till now, its usage hasn't changed. Being under someone's thumb means exactly what it meant in the 1700s. And usually there's some variations. Oh, it used to mean this. And so this is one of those rare ones where it means exactly what it meant to mean.
Under someone's thumb.
Yeah.
Must be a huge thumb.
I always picture it like...
Maybe it had like giant...
Like a
giant
lion
disease.
just holding a mouse by the tail.
Yeah.
It's like so little effort,
Right.
but complete control.
Wow, that's a good picture. That's
Yeah.
a good mental. I'm with you.
Thanks. Finally.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lion with a mouth. Yeah. Can't do anything about it. It's not even trying.
No, it's not even
This is-
trying.
this is the weight
that's
of it.
That's the level of control.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So that's
That's a good one.
That's the nuts and bolts of it.
So basically you're saying falconry.
Falconry. Falconry. I can't even say it. Falconry. I'm still laughing at 2 thumbs up.
That's good.
How about this one? Ashton Kutcher from that 70s show, also using this in a different way.
And it's great being under someone's thumb again.
As no one else could say it. Yeah, so that's the gist of today's origins.
That's awesome.
I think
that's
so.
That's some good research. Quality work right there.
Thanks, man.
You could, legitimate children, you could take that to the water cooler today.
Water cooler. Oh, no, that's different. The local watering hole. The local foddering hole.
I like baptism tank if you're trying to church.
I'm not trying to actually tie it to baptism. Just like you go to the local watering hole to...
What is it like a Catholic church or something where that center kind of area where you would go and kneel and maybe receive your communion?
Local altering hole.
You know, as
Let's
you do.
leave Catholics and holes out of this.
Go to your local altering hole. Well, whatever. There's
All
something
right.
there. We're working on it.
Yeah, we probably should stop working on it.
It's a work in progress. Well,
Yeah, you want to do?
We're at the end. We should do some riddlings.
All right, Riddle Link is a game we like to play. It takes a 2-part trivia-based question, requires a 2-part but overlapping answer, overlapping by word, syllable, sound, multiple words, whatever. So, for example, last week, our episode of Turning Over a New Leaf, we left you with this one, which, by the way, Dangle Ano got reached out. It's been a little while. And
how's he doing with his new family and things?
I mean, good, I guess. I just mean he
Maybe
reached
it's-
out with a Riddle Link answer.
Oh, okay,
And
good.
he got this one, which was the poet playwright mentioned earlier in Prison was also in this movie with Will Smith and Kevin Kline. So you have to listen to get the reference. But of course, the answer was Oscar Wilde, Wild West.
Awesome.
And that's how you play Riddle Link. The correct answer is not Oscar Wilde. It's not Wild Wild West. And it's not Oscar Wilde and the Wild Wild West. It's Oscar Wilde, Wild West.
Beautiful.
Right? So that's how you play.
There's a whole lot going on there. Well, I've got 2 of them prepared.
I got a couple prepared.
Okay. Let's go. You've oppressed me with digits. You've oppressed me with digits. and Hans Christian Andersen's Tiny Girl Adventurer.
Oh, I got it. I still had 2 thumbs up in my head.
You've
Say it again.
oppressed, not impressed me with digits.
Right.
It's you've oppressed me with digits.
I think that's more oppressive.
and Hans Christian Andersen's Tiny Girl Adventurer.
That's got to be Under My Thumbelina.
That's it.
Under My Thumbelina. Okay, how about this one? You ready?
Yep.
A king may have his servants in this position, like a tube connecting mother to baby.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, one more time.
Okay. A king may have his servants in this position, like a tube connecting mother to baby.
Under my umbilical cord.
That is correct.
That's nasty.
Do you know what an umbellith is? Have you ever heard the word umbellith?
Nope.
I just learned this yesterday. Umbellith. No. So lith means rock or stone.
Okay.
And so UMB is just like umbilical cord. It means navel. So if you have enough crud,
stone?
Yeah, if you have enough crud and crap caked into your belly button, you have an umbellith.
That is nasty.
Which should be avoidable, but in case you've got enough lint that it's turned rock solid.
I'm going to check after this episode.
Oh, it'd be so much better during this episode.
No, I don't think they'd like that.
All right.
I don't think there is anything there, but I'm pretty sure they don't want to see my belly.
All right, you got another one?
Yep, I got my final one right here. Australia's nickname keeps me controlled with a phalange.
Easy.
Australia's nickname keeps me controlled with a phalange.
Phalange?
It's a phalange.
I don't know, but I know the answer. It's got to be down under my thumb.
Yeah.
But what's a phalange? A digit?
You have
finger?
You have phalanges. Yeah, your digits are your phalanges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you need ointment for.
I had phalanges once.
But clean that up right away. I got one more, but let's let all the illegitimate children out there know how they can play along.
Illegitimate children, we would love to hear from you or have you in studio. Reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebook, the YouTube,
whether it's your face
or the
or
X.
Nice.
At 3 minutes gone.
All right, this is the last one. What will she have before her daddy takes her T-Bird away? And what control did he have over her? One more time. What will she have before her daddy takes her T-Bird away? And what control did he have over her?
That's great. And that is 3 minutes gone.
Not bad, right?
No, that's a good one.
I'll get that one.
Yeah. That's the answers will be flying in no time.
In no time.
Well, it was fun putting today's episode.
I loved it.
Together for you. I hope you aren't too controlling, whether from strength or weakness out there. I'm Skinny.
I'm Jurassic Falcon Remark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Under my thumb. That's 3 minutes gone.